Good morning. Well, good morning, Canada, I should say. Well, today's the day of the showing of the house, the one I told you about last week, that this is happening. As you can see, we've been up for an hour or so trying to clean, and that's what we woke up to. A lot of smog, and that's smog from all the forest fires on the west coast, California, etc. So we traveled all the way up to British Columbia, and that's what we get. So the sun is trying to come through. The sky is blue, but down at the ground it's really hazy. So today we'll have to wait till that showing is over. Once that showing is over, I can take a shower, and then from there, later on this afternoon, and good morning, no coffee first. From there we can, I will show you the Pender Harbour from the water. So we're going to take a tour called SloCat, or it is on a SloCat. It's a party boat that you can rent or you can buy tickets for, where they drive you around the harbour for an hour and a half and explain the history of the harbour, what it does, what it did, what it does today, etc. So one of our friends, Cherie, who's down the road, she is driving actually one of those SloCats, and she's giving us a private tour today. So very excited about that. I just wish the weather would be better, but we'll live with it. We'll make the best out of it and see where it takes us. So let's wait and see. Maybe the wind will blow away some of the smoke. And look who's already with me. Hey Lily, say hi. Well, I'll talk to you guys later. Okay, so we're ready. House is clean, everything is done, and now we're just waiting for them to arrive. So another half an hour, and we'll let you know how it goes from what we see. And then later on this afternoon, you know where we're going. And I do have to say, I wish the weather would be nicer, because it will affect the views and all that. But like I said, make the best out of it. Can't stop doing things because of some stupid smoke. which is terrible. It seems to get worse and worse. Okay, so the showing went really, really well. Very happy about the whole thing. We got to meet the potential buyers. I was able to show them the property, walk them around, answer a lot of questions. So, and they're really excited about the property. They right now renting a cottage down there, literally for the night. They have their kids with them, older kids. They would love to live up here. They know the area. They know what it is like. But as you can see behind me, look at that smog or smoke. It's crazy. Anyway, we're still gonna go out on the SloCat. I couldn't even remember. Still gonna go out on the SloCat. It's still gonna happen. We did invite the potential buyers over. Wanted to see if they wanted to come over. Wanted to see the house at night. So you never know, might happen. So we're just getting ready for our trip. We're gonna go down to Garden Bay. Gonna show you a place called John Henry's, which is the marina down there. And the woman that owns it is Allison, amazing woman. She is really doing a lot for the community and she has transformed the place. So I'll show you a little bit around inside. I don't know how much we're gonna see on the water today, because SloCat, as you know, is on the water. I really wanted to show you what it looks like in a sunny day, but with that smoke. The sun is out, it would be gorgeous, but unfortunately, it is what it is. So we're gonna leave in a few minutes. We'll keep you updated on what's gonna happen with the potential buyers so we can start our trip to the East Coast. But for now, we'll have to wait. And see. So, okay, we're in the car. Off we go. Let's see what the day holds. Okay, so we made it to Garden Bay, which has 330 people, and we are at the general store called John Henry's, which is also a marina. It has a little campground, has some cottages or cabins, so a lot of great things to do around here. But just want to show you some of the things that are in this area. So let me turn the camera around. So what you see straight ahead of us is the hospital, or used to be the hospital, which is now the Sundowner Inn. Unfortunately, a couple bought it, and I think the husband or the wife got sick. It never reopened. It's still there. There's a caretaker in there. It's a family somewhere down in the States. like I said, John Henry's also has cottages. So you can come down here to the marina, you can rent. You got the Prawn Place, the Oyster Shack, the Herring Row, and the Muscle Beach. Incredible little cottages you can rent from John Henry's. Okay, we've got some time to kill. Wanted to show you, maybe I can show you the cottages, not just on pictures, but really what they look like. So, want to show you the campground that they have. Small, nothing big. The 4 cottages, and then the marina that is attached to it all. So, as you can see, there are some campers that are around here. Here's John Henry's, and then there's a dock where you can get gas for the boat. So a lot of the boats come up here into Pender Harbour, get refueled, and then move along further. Here's one of the cottages. I don't know which one it is, but as you can see, it's right at the ocean. You can rent it, and you have that incredible view. This is one of the old cottages that are on Alison's property here at John Henry's. I love that one. I think she's using it for storage, but just sits here right on the side of the road and needs some loving care. Cherie just arrived. I'm excited. Okay, this is Cherie. She's going to take us around the harbor, so listen to her. I try to catch as much as I can on what she says. I have no idea what she's going to tell me. Apparently we're going to talk about things from 12,000 years ago.
12 to 15,000 years ago up to present day.
All around Pender Harbour.
Yeah, varies.
So,
we go about 2.5 miles an hour on this trip, so this is probably the only time we're going to see.
Oh, I think you missed the last part. It's all around. The exits are everywhere.
2,700 people living through this whole area right now. There were 5,000 people living here in the winters as the First Nations communities. And then they would head up to follow the salmon further up, and then come back down here in the winters. So once we started to discover this area in the late 1700s, with people like Pender and these other people that came into the Royal Navy, it was talked about a little bit. And then the steamships would come in, and they'd come into Irving's Landings. So you have to remember, back in the 1800s, the ladies in their corsets and long skirts and parasols, and men in their green coats and their, their top hats, they would have come into Irving's Landing and walked up the hotel lake, where there's now a campsite. But before that beach was there, they would have their pretty big lunches, and then they come back down to the steamship and go back to Vancouver. Then the area got more and more populated over time. And then, as everybody knows through that, the First Nations people were eventually pushed out of their homes down to seashells, which is a heartbreaking history. But now it's finally being taught in schools, so it's not a dirty little secret anymore. It's now being spoken of, and we can start to learn and create recognition and reconciliation to a point. And after that, then the people were mainly English and Portuguese and settled here as a fishing and logging community. And you'll notice as we're cruising around on the harbor, most activity is on the water, because this was not a land-based or land access community. It was all water access community until about 1956, when the first roads came in. We get up to the front, I'll be able to show you. 33 and 1934 boat built in the Fraser River area, and it was used from Vancouver to Kitimat as a forestry boat. And then it was rebuilt by the fellow that's on it right now.
Beautiful.
He lives aboard sometimes, and sometimes he doesn't. I'm not seeing, there used to be a lot more wood piled up there, so I'm not sure if he's going to be there this winter. But the boat is for sale for $18,000 right now.
Wow.
He's ready for his next boat. it's a cannon.
So there's gunpoint.
There's the missile too. Oh, the gunpoint there.
Yeah. See the little cannon?
Yeah.
Right there?
Yeah. Yeah.
Where are we gonna go?
To Oyster Bay.
And what's in there?
Beautiful houses. Used to be oyster farms in there, but the closest oyster farm here now is on Nelson Island. Yeah, and then they would come down and realized about 1920 that it was too big here for once in a while being serviced, and those nuns got together and they started to fundraise for the hospital. So the hospital was built after 1920, and they had a terrible time getting doctors to come here. So they had to bribe the doctors to come here. They said, okay, here's the deal. You can see that hospital, you can fish all day, but you have to be able to see the hospital at all times. So that when you're needed, we'll hang a big red blanket outside. And you'll know there's an emergency and we need you to come in. So it's like the original on-call, right?
Wow.
Eventually, by 1956, there were roads put in all across the Sunshine Coast that weren't just goat trails, which is what they had before. And they moved the hospital down to Seashell. And this became the Sundowner Inn. So there were several owners of the Sundowner Inn. And the last owners were from California. And my understanding is that when they came in here, that once in a while they would have a murder mystery night. Because some of the old hospital is still intact in the Sundowner Inn. So it'll be a very authentic night. So very fun. Stills are called net sheds. So net sheds were back when the original fishermen were here. Foods for salmon or herring. And I don't know if anybody's ever seen herring spawn. It looks like somebody poured milk in the water everywhere. So when that's happening, the herring spawn adhere to absolutely everything. So if you go up to some of the First Nations communities that have large herring spawns, they will put rope across bays, and then they'll hang large pieces of kelp and pieces of hemlock branches into the bay, and for a few weeks they'll collect all the herring spawn. Then they'll harvest them and they'll cure them. So this boat back in the 50s was the fastest boat in the water in all of North America. Now it had a 16-foot prop on the back of it. And at first it was used as a whaling vessel, so it would have had a large harpoon off the front, and they used it for several years, many years, as a whaling vessel. Once whaling went out of style, it was used as a rescue vessel on the water. And they had steam at first, and they pulled it out, and they put 3 giant diesel motors into it, as well as that massive prop, so it moved really well. And then I don't know what happened for a while. It hit the auction block a few times and changed hands until some people bought it. And way up Desolation Sound somewhere, I think, or Jervis Inlet or somewhere like that, it was a giant grow-off. And then the guy that has it now, he said he was going to restore it back to its original glory again, or do something fun with it like that, restaurant, something. And so he had a caretaker on board and 2 big dogs, and they had a lot of hustle and bustle, and people were coming in and out. People figured there was repairs going on and it was being done, but in fact it wasn't. One day there was a massive fire, and as you can see, there was catastrophic fire that the metal looks like it's ruffled. And when the fire inspectors came on board to try to figure out what was going on after the fire, it turned out there was a meth lab. So that's our Winnebago. That's our Breaking Bad on the water.
$99, I think.
Do you know what it sold for?
No.
Just under 5.
Just under $500,000. This little island here with this
You own
house
your own island, fully serviced.
has power.
I think it has 4 bedrooms, is that right?
Yes.
4 bedrooms.
Yeah.
And that gazebo could have a hot tub. And then that little chimney you see there could have a pizza oven. It looks like it already has a pizza oven in it.
Yeah. It went for under 5.
Your own island for under
Are
$500,000.
there people on it now?
Killer whales came back last year 2 times, which is the first time they've been here in a very, very long time. And they've been back 4 times this year. So hopefully there's been enough of a generational gap that the whales have forgotten, because they're a very tight-knit family group. Like, they have individual languages, they have individual sounds that they make, everything is very tight-knit. So they would have remembered and known what had happened here. And stories say that people that were on the shoreline when the whales were being captured, every time a whale would get through the net, they would cheer. But whenever somebody pulled a whale up out of the water, all the other whales would just go crazy, because they're emotional beings, and what was happening was tough. Those big round boulders are called erratic boulders. So when you test the minerals in those boulders and you test the granite that they're sitting on, they don't match. The reason that they don't match and the reason that they're round is because they tumbled in the ice for thousands of years. And where they sat here, 12 to 15,000 years ago, as the ice melted, we don't know where they would have come from. They could have come from thousands of miles away. And you'll see them throughout the tour.
We have the potential buyer coming by tonight for a little drink with the realtor. So we offered that for them to come over, ask more questions. We offer some appetizers and drinks. Let's see what happens. So it's the next day. We had the potential owners, the people that are interested in the property over last night for 2 hours. Amazing couple. They brought their kids and their daughter-in-law. The realtor came over too. Amazing couple. Loved them to death. We would love for them to have that home. They would totally fit right in. They are the type of people that love the nature. They love what we have done. Fortunately, they haven't seen the view, and I'm going to show that in a second, but what it looks like today. But they were amazing. So we just followed up with the realtor, our realtor, to see what happens, and we're just hoping for the best. So this is what our view looks like. I would assume it is cloudy, but this is all the smoke. So apparently all the fires on the west coast have produced the worst, air quality in Vancouver. In the entire world, it's one of the worst cities with the air quality. So it's terrible. Let's go upstairs just to see what will go around. There's not much we can do today. I'm probably gonna be cleaning up this. This is all wet. It needs to be put away. It's supposed to rain, so I want to make sure that it's all done. It's undercover, it's clean, and we'll take it from there. down. Come on, Lily. And see what else needs to be done in the house, if there's anything. No selfie stick today. Quick update before I close off this video. So I still haven't heard from the people that were here last time, but that's okay. I think there is some interest for sure, so they're collecting a lot of information. On the other hand, believe it or not, we got 4 more showings this coming weekend. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday. So we're going to be very busy. We want to keep that momentum going. We're not going to be here. We're going to have a little trip, and that's going to be our next video. So stay tuned for that. We're going to explore a town on Vancouver Island. So that's coming. Update on Cherie's son. That seems to be all okay. Like I said, he has a few stitches, but that's okay. And on the other hand, I hope you enjoy these videos. If you do want to follow us on our channel, please subscribe, hit the bell, share the videos if you can. We like to get to 100, 150 subscribers next time. We're now in the 87 or something like that, small number, but please do subscribe. Like I said, if you like Canadian life, it's all around travel, adventure, exploring, and just life, how we live. And gonna be a lot of things. I might have some cooking sections in there, how to make drinks. Little spoiler alert for people that don't know me. I used to be a trained chef in Germany long ago, so might do some German foods. Anyway, like I said, subscribe, share, like, and hit that bell. See you all next week.